or hopefully it's still Friday where you are, or Saturday if you're in Australia or another part of the world. It's still Friday here in Hawaii. Us being at the end of that time continuum, space continuum. It's making me think of Back to the Future here. Let's go to this layout that I'm working on right now, since this is a pretty fast layout. I am working with my click kits for June. I really am having fun with this journey collection. I love the colors. They're a little bit different than what I generally scrap because it's a little bit more vintagey, but I think I liked it because it got me to think a little bit out of my comfort zone. Is where like the poolside collection and collections that are a little bit more brighter are really easy. And so these ones really didn't take me that long because with all the vintage stuff, I didn't really feel like it needed much mixed media. I would like to do another layout with this kit and maybe do some mixed media just to see how I could work it in. But I loved this map paper, and because it's the whole world, I don't really need the whole world because I only live in North America, obviously. So I covered up the half with Europe and stuff in it just because I felt like it distracted from maybe the story that I'm wanting to tell. I have this picture of me and my husband and my daughter Leilani when she was a little bit over a year old. Me and my daughter flew out from our home in New York where we were living to where my husband was at basic training in South Carolina. So we flew out to go see him graduate, and I really wanted to tell this story. This is a story I haven't told yet in my scrapbooking pages, and I felt like it was something that should be told because we're still in the military, so it's still something relevant, and I would like the kids to know and remember that, you know, we were able to help and we were able to support their dad in a new phase in our life. As a family, this was definitely a new phase. So right now you're just seeing me play along. I want to add some stuff and some layers to the photo, but not it be overwhelming. And I'm using some of the Journey collection, and then I remembered that I had the We Are Memory Keepers sketch or chalkboard, and I also have some Studio Calico, and there is a paper from Amy Tan. And I actually end up using that because I like the reds, and I'm kind of picking up a little bit more on the red side than the blue side, like that turquoisey blue color. That is amazing in this collection. But I really wanted to pick up on the red because I still had quite a bit. I've just trying to figure out if I thought that that matte paper was going to work. And I just thought that the Studio Calico that map, as fun as it was, you really wouldn't be able to see it with the layers. So I didn't think that I should use it because I thought that it would be pointless to, you know, I mean, the whole point of that is to see that you can see some of the states. So I'm going to use this ombre paper, which is really, really fun. And since it matches, I like the colors that the way the red and the pink look. And it looks really, really well with that Journey collection. And I have that plus sign. I like the red in that. And then here I'm pulling in just a piece of that chalkboard looking paper from We Are Memory Keepers, and I think I picked that because it will match the background, because that map on the back, it looks like it's like on a chalkboard, and I have that really busy pattern, which is gorgeous, but it's kind of busy. So I want to tone that down just a little so that you can see the photo, because the photo is, you know, the center of this, and it really is, you know, what I want the eye to be, and then I want your eye to go down to the other stuff on there. I thought about using that turquoisey paper, but I just didn't think it worked. So here I'm wondering how I want to use maybe something for journaling. And I was thinking that lines would work really, really nice. Even though I could have just journaled with the white pen on that background, I didn't think that that would stand out enough. So I really want to use paper to like journal. I had that card from in my stash. So I actually did do a pretty good job mixing stash in with my kit, which I tend to do. I have a hard time, I think, just sticking with a kit after, especially after the first couple of layouts. I'm like, oh, I remember stuff that I have in my stash. And I try to continually go through what I have in my stash, and I try not to keep a huge amount of stash around so that I can go through it on a regular basis so I can be aware of what I have. I mean, obviously there's going to be things that I forget that I have or that I just don't touch because either it doesn't match. Like, I remembered I have a whole bunch of that Tim Holtz ideology line, and it's more this part stuff that I have is the travel-y version. So that card that you've seen that I'm tucking the tag under is all license. No, it's not license plates. It's all the state names. And that's just one of the 3x4 card things from one of the papers. Like, I bought, that was one of the first packs of paper that I bought. That was the real paper, and I loved it. And I love it. It's gorgeous, but it's so vintagey that it's really hard for me to use because I don't do a lot of vintage stuff. And I just really like the bright colors, so I have a hard time using it for too long. I really want to use an acetate, and of course, I need a new blade, so my blade slipped a little. I don't know if you've seen that. I was like, crap! Not really, but I was a little irritated because I had to use scissors to cut it straight, and I knew I wasn't going to get it straight, which is why I wanted to use my trimmer. But I find that when my blade starts to get dull, and it went dull really, really quick, probably because I was using it on the acetate, and when it starts going dull, it just like, it doesn't cut straight very well. I should use washi tape to hold stuff down. I'm just layering stuff, trying to make it fun and put a little bit more on the page because I could have kept it really even more simple. I mean, I feel like I didn't add that much, but I added as much as I could without it making me feel like it was too crazy. Because I like to add a lot of stuff, and I think, like, with the Click Hits especially this collection, with it being as vintage as it is, I didn't have a ton of stuff that I thought went with it. So I'm going to pull out some of the wood pieces, and I think I looked at the die cuts. I really want to use up these wood pieces. Though these would be really fun in like a mini album. So maybe that's what I'll do with the rest of my papers, is make a small like summery mini album or something like that. I don't know. I need to go through like maybe some old photos that I have, which requires me searching through our external hard drives to find them. I don't know how you guys store your photos, but I keep a lot of the newer old stuff that I have on externals, but the laptop that I'm using now is a Mac, and I was using Windows before, so I have two. I really like the way that vellum peeked out, and it just brought a little bit of extra color to that side. And I think it helps kind of balance off because I have the geotag on the one side where it says notes, and then the journey on the other. I just cut part of the tag because I didn't really want to waste the whole tag. Those tags are really, really nice. They're really thick. This collection, they did a great job with having really nice ephemera pieces. They probably tried to make it more durable for the purposes of maybe making mini albums, because a lot of times when you go on vacation, it is easier to just make a mini album-ish. I always think that is a great idea to, in concept, but it's finishing the project that is always my problem. Maybe I just need to make smaller little things like that so I can actually get them done. And I really liked those stars, those puffy stars. They're so cute. They don't stick on very well, so I have to use a lot of glossy accents. And I'm going to add these just plain circle sequins in the white. It's a nice balance of a lot of the colors and the darks that are on the page. And then I just add a few enamel dots. Oh yeah, I added that Freckle Fawn gold sticker. It says I love you more. And then I'm just going to finish my journaling up. I'm not sure if I do that on screen or not. Just kind of go through my... I think those are from the On Trend. Yeah, those were from the card kit and click kits. They're really fun. Yep, my date stamp. I think I just put December 2009 because I couldn't remember exactly the day that it was. I need to go and look through because I'm sure I have it written down. I was just lazy. And I did a couple of spots just so that it's just laying, you know, the date is around. And here's a close-up. So I hope you guys enjoy. I know that this isn't my typical what I usually do, and I promise I will get back to all the fun mixed media stuff. I've kind of been missing it, and I have a few layouts that I've been working on, but I think it's fun sometimes to switch it up and just use what you have as paper. Have a great day, guys. Bye.